go.
So we are the International Marshals, and we listen to the DryBar podcast. So Ali Webb was founder, and she actually dropped out of college because she had no idea what she wanted to do. She had an itch to start a family, so she had 3 kids, and then after that period, she was like, okay, now I need like a job. So she went to beauty school. She learned how to cut hair and do all this stuff, and then her friends started asking her to come over to their houses to like blow dry her hair because she was so good at it. And she was sitting on the couch one day and she was like, like maybe I can make money out of this. So she decided to start the blow drying business. So how did it grow from her friends just asking her to come over to the franchise it is now is through word of mouth. Her friends, they would tell each other, because they were all kind of mothers, so they would tell each other like, oh, my friend just did my hair and it looks so good or whatever. And then she decided that driving a van around was just too difficult for her because she had way too many clients. So she decided to open a brick and mortar of it, and she was kind of hesitant at first, but it turned out to be really successful. And then walk-ins were accepted at first, but she had too many clients, so she had to reject a lot. And then that led her to grow into a franchise because she was like, I have too many clients, so I need more stores. And now she currently employs 3,000 people in 92 locations around the world.
So Ali Webb basically realized that there was no place for a woman to walk into in order to simply get her hair blow dried. So her motto is no cuts, no color, no blowouts. And then on top of that, Ali Webb found a way to make a trip to DryBar a fun one by calling all her hairstyles based off of drinks. So a woman would just walk in and be like, hi, could I get a Manhattan, please? So that made it more fun for everybody.
So while salons overall may seem to draw in a diverse crowd, from young females to older males, certain characteristics define the majority of the customers at DryBar. Usually it could be busy mom who want a convenient and relaxing experience in salon, and they're really good at sharing life using Instagram or Facebook. But mostly based on the data, the target market is Korean women from 25 to 45 who live in metropolitan area with the target market. We need to know, how did Webb obtain financing?
So how did Ali Webb obtain financing? First of all, her personal bank account. So she felt like everything she went through in her life led up to this moment, so she took a large dip into her personal savings account to help open DryBar. Additionally, her older brother. Her older brother was her right-hand man. He believed she could do anything in the world. So he was a real estate investor, extremely successful man, so he pulled a lot into his bank account to really contribute into this and get this startup off the ground, because Webb had no prior experience, and her brother had been in real estate for a while, so he really had a bunch of cash he could share. So to grow, she used revenue from providing the service. So for the first 2 years, actually, DryBar did not take any profit for themselves, so the team. And then outside investors. So there's also outside investors into this after DryBar proved they could be successful. So for example, SPK Capital and another investing group pulled in $20 million in 2014 to help grow the business even further. So what are the biggest obstacles faced by Ali Webb? So first of all, she had no business experience, literally no experience. So this is why she turned to her brother and tried to form a diverse team, because all she did was go to beauty school and act as a mom, basically. Time management. So at the time that they were trying to come up with DryBar, Ali Webb had a full-time job. She had to look after her kids, and you had to correlate time with the team. So on this team, it was her husband, and her brother, and then one of her brother's friends who was an architect that helped with the brick and mortar stuff. Another problem, actually, it's not really a problem, but they didn't expect it. It's an obstacle more so. There was too much interest at first. So the first day they opened in California, in a town, they had too many people at the door. They were like, we're taking walk-ins, but then there were no walk-ins available, so the people got kind of aggravated by that. Trusting others in expansion is another obstacle. So the team is very close, extremely close team, so branching out and trusting those other people to run the business like she knows the people close to her town was a little bit of a leap. And then maintaining a positive family relationship I put here, because if I had to work with my wife, my sister, and like anybody else in my family for a while, I'd probably get really bothered by them. But it seemed that this only fortified their relationship and made it stronger over time.
Their key success, most crucial, was their diverse team. Her brother knew the business side of things, so he had the idea of franchising the company and hiring president of retail. She obviously knew the business as she worked in this. She knew what the customers wanted and what to give the customers. And her husband was in advertising before joining DryBar, so he helped promote the company and market it. There was no competition. That was key. They didn't have to compete for customers with anybody. They provided a different experience. So they had the bar experience for ladies, and they also put mirrors behind the customers strategically for a dramatic effect. After they were done blowing dry their hair, they can turn them around, and so they would see a giant change instead of from what they looked like before. And then they were also, it was organic. Everything that happened sort of came to them, and this was like a very big key. They did not waste money in trying to invest in bad parts of the business. And what surprised us most about their service development was the organic part of it. There was no business plan. It started as a little mobile business.
Your time is up. Keep going.
It started as a mobile business, and she almost had too many customers in her mobile business, so they decided to open a brick and mortar store. Too many customers came to the brick and mortar store, so they decided to open another one, and then franchising the company. So this large company grew just sort of like step by step. And we found that very surprising that it wasn't a business plan. It wasn't a plan at first. It all just sort of happened, and it grew into a large company.
That's all.
Thanks.
Okay. Questions for the group? How many here have used DryBar?
Really? I didn't even heard of it before I listened to the podcast.
Yeah, it was a big thing for us. Or it's like before prom or homecoming, we did it.
Nice.
Can we ask you a question? Is there anything different than when we explained that you experienced there to add on to the?
No, you walk in, you ask for a Manhattan, and you get it.
Okay.